The pandemic and the lockdowns that resulted changed the way that we grieve. We can't gather right now in large groups to say goodbye, but a movement sparked at Hamilton's Kemp Hospice hopes to have a ripple effect around the world. The hospice's executive director, Clare Freeman, joins us with more on the Great Big Grief Exchange. It's a big name and a great big idea.
Absolutely. The pandemic has certainly taken away so many things that we normally do when we're grieving. And so we thought, we really need to have connection. And so what better way to, express our grief with other grievers than to do a great grief exchange?
Right. And this was an idea that was sparked by one of your colleagues at the hospice. Tell us about that.
Yep. Annie Horton, who's been with us, and she started actually our Emerging Grief, our text line, our Instagram line, which has got over 4,000 followers. We have also Sue Ripa with us, who also has started our children's line, and we've got a text and grief support line. So we've been doing a lot of things to reach out to people digitally, as well as, now we thought, let's just take it one step further and let's start to connect people, because there's nothing like getting a card in the mail.
Right, and so these are postcards that people can send in anonymously if you want, but you can add your name, just about how you've dealt with grief and giving a little bit of advice, just a little bit of encouragement to those who are going through the process.
Absolutely, because we all know those myths that have not been helpful. And so when you walk through it, you got a little bit of sage advice to share with others. So, we're asking people when you were grieving, what was really important to you? And we're asking for all types of grievers. We know that, if you have a death by suicide or sort of a sudden loss, it can be very different than a palliative loss or even a pediatric loss. So, what was most important or valuable to you that someone said to you? And what we're going to do is we're going to collect all these, and then we won't share anybody's addresses with each other. We'll just be the sort of the conduit in between. You send it to us, and then we send it to somebody else. And November is Grief Awareness Month, and so what we hope to do is send all of these cards out at the beginning of November as part of Grief Awareness Month.
Right, and can you make the cards yourselves, or do you have pre-made ones with just a line where you can write your piece of advice on?
You can do whatever you like, right? So yeah, there's lots of great things out there where you can make your own cards. We're asking you to be as creative as you want. Buy a card, make a card, but it's really about connecting people. And as we all know, the COVID-19 has really made grieving an even more isolating experience than pre-COVID.
Right. So again, just walking through the process, you want people to get the cards in by October 15th, and
yes.
And then how are you going to distribute them around the world?
Well, we're going to mail them. So, you send them in with your address, and we'll, like I said, be the conduit. We'll take them in, and then we'll send them some out to the address that you've shared or someone else has shared with us. So we've already got some. So it's starting to build a momentum, and we just thought that, again, any way that we can connect people on our grief line and on our Instagram page, we're having people all over the world actually connect with them. So we know there's a need for connection.
Right, and there's a need for connection, especially because a lot of people just don't know if they know someone else is grieving, you don't know what to say.
Absolutely. And the one thing I can say to everyone, please don't say that you're going to get over it. That's the one thing I would always say to people. Never tell someone they're going to get over it and that's all going to be fine. We all know that, what you do with grief is you integrate it into your life. It becomes the experience of your life, but it's not something you get over.
Right. It's one of those learned experiences, right? A life lesson about losing life.
Absolutely, because as we all say, the price of connection or being human is that we will lose and we will have a loss in our life. And so we'll all experience, it's 100% guaranteed we'll lose someone we care for. And I honestly believe that there is nothing deeper and more personal to who we are than when we lose a connection to someone we care for.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to get the information up on our website, chch.com, where you can make the connection. Clare, always great connecting with you.
You too. Take care.